Around 2003, I really got into Korean films. I was into parody, and I found that Korea had made their first parody. And superhero films were becoming a big deal and stuff, so I was like, okay, that's cool. What it was really about had nothing to do with this at all. This cover is just a cover. It was parodying about 15 of their new wave films, and I got way into the new wave, and I kind of left parody behind. I always loved it, but 20 some years I just buying, there were domestic films I liked, but it was mostly Korea. But before that, I was into parody, as I said. I remember a birthday dragging my parents to see, I was really into Weird Al, around 12 or 13, like every kid. I still am into Weird Al. I love Weird Al. I've written a book about Weird Al too. But there was Scary Movie, Not Another Teen Movie, Fatal Instinct, Hot Shots, Walk Hard, all this stuff. And I was really trying to dig deep, though. I remember there was one, My Big Fat Independent Movie, which they tried to do all of the kind of Miramax films, kind of make fun of those. There was, and genre ones too. I really like genre films, and that kind of brings me to where I'm at. I found, I have Mova 2 in this, just that. It was that cover that I was really into Tarantino, like a lot of people were, so I thought, oh, that's cool. I'd like to see I knew Debbie Rochon too, so, and it seemed kind of a Trauma thing, which I was kind of back and forth in Trauma, like Terra Firma, Original Toxie I liked. There was a lot of other stuff that I was like, it's terrible. I love The Short Spag. It's really good. So I bought that, and I bought this because I didn't want to be confused, right? I mean, you got to see Mova 1 before you see Mova 2. So previous to getting into Korean stuff, I got into that. I couldn't have been more confused by this at the time. I forgot that Filthy McNasty is actually on this, so I must have watched that as well. I remembered liking the Debbie Rochon part in this, but I really liked Mova 2. I thought it was really cool. I don't know where it went. It just kind of disappeared at some point. Maybe I left it somewhere, or somebody took it. Maybe they thought it was Kill Bill. But what haunted me was, at the beginning it said Chris Seaver's 22nd film. I was like, that's a good joke. I guess Tarantino had said it was this 8th film or whatever it was, and he did Kill Bill. I don't remember where that one fell in the line, but had been in my head forever, and I'm on Tubi like I usually was, and I was like, let's watch Mova 2 again and see if I like it, and if I do, let's explore it. But at the same time, I was writing a new book. When I was young, I liked to film things with my friends or be in movies with my friends. We didn't do many, but at a point I was really trying to take it seriously. Inspired by Tarantino, I was writing my own scripts, and I just couldn't get them to be there. I had another friend who was writing some stuff. He couldn't get it together either for his friends to be there, or he didn't have the right thing, or it just got frustrating, and I just pushed that towards writing instead, and not scripts, because I didn't really enjoy the format very much. I decided I'm going to write short stories. I'm going to just do that. I started at some point writing books about music, and the one I did about Pearl Jam, I decided to do it in a podcast type of format, like a script, like if it was a podcast that was released on book. That was a joke. It was my Dave Chappelle joke that he released his on vinyl, I'll release mine on book. So that became a format that I kind of enjoyed. I even did one within a week, which I thought, okay, this is viable. I could put out a book every week like a podcast if I had the time. That was the only time I ever had that week fully to do that, though. I was gonna write. I have like 30 different aliases when I do writing. I was gonna finally have on the show this Xanthus Dye plus Blue, this which is Green, which is Mr. Green, which is Reservoir Dogs. This character I used to use as a script writer, I was gonna explore that. I'm like, let's do a script. This host character, this Princess Necrobomb character, will have this person on. Haven't seen him for a while, and we're gonna talk about the past. But the Seaver stuff took it over, and I was like, I got so into it. I'm like, let's just document checking out all the. If Chris Seaver doesn't pay much to make the movies, let's see how much I can watch without paying anything. And that's the first part of the book. And like what my thoughts were, it would be the host, very positive thoughts and very excited to get into the next one, and this was pretty cool. And the Xanthus Dye plus Blue character would be a little more bitter, a little more negative, had kind of a professional career, had started making films, or started just doing commercials, really, isn't really enjoying their life very much, but is at least active in the industry and making enough money to survive. So that was the two personalities. A little bit negative, a little bit positive. I'm probably more on that side. Neither of them are me. It is a book. It's not a podcast. It's just disguising itself like a Rudy Belafonte film. So I watched every single thing I could find on Tubi. Sadly, it seems that some of those have been, though they were corrected in a lot of ways, they've also, it always seemed like Ski Wolf. I think they took a lot of the temp music gets pulled out to put in something else, so it doesn't seem to match, and it seems a little weird. But other than that, I was really enjoying it, and I started doing this book because of it. And I started in part 2. I was like, okay, I'm gonna invest. I'm going to get it signed, and they're all signed. This had several of them that I'd seen, but a few that I was having trouble finding. And one that is like the one that was funny enough, the egg salad I could bought very cheaply, but I thought it's at least seems it's like remastered and stuff on this. This might be the best way to watch it. It has a really old demo on it too. And then I just started buying more and more stuff. I bought a lot of stuff. Some from it was very hard to contact Seaver. He has blocked me many times on other like unexpectedly, like, what did I do? I was into Wellsville Nights. I had asked a couple things, or I'd said something. All of a sudden, I'm blocked on Instagram. I'm blocked on Letterbox. I don't know. And I've heard other people say the same thing. They don't know why. I'd love to know why. Either way, I wrote a book about Chris Seaver. It took me over a year. It's like almost 400 pages now. It contains tons of discussions about the films. It contains parody discussions, other ideas, things that will never happen. Watching them in the past, in the future, there are actors that will never be there again. There are things that will never happen, but I can still write them. Ideas for sequels, all of the mysteries. It's very difficult to find. He doesn't even have a wiki, and that's what I always thought I would, if I, maybe I can do the wiki at some point too, but at the other point, I'm like, why do this? Most of the videos, they could be a 2-hour discussion about a 15-year-old film. 4 people are watching it, and I'm one of them. But if you don't want me to watch it, what am I doing? But it's already done, and I add to it every time something new comes out. When Macabre came out, the new Death of Lantern, I bought it straight from him. I have the first press version of it. I thought it was so neat that it actually had disc art and a postcard. But again, I feel like just pushed away. So it's not like I'm trying to hurt him. I haven't even asked to interview him. I know there's a couple reasons why, and I try not to discuss those things. I don't know. Well, that's it.